Hi guys, it's Lelo. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am back with another video and I'm so sorry for the long break that I took from filming, but I am back today with another video. And in today's video, we are doing this pattern of putting borders around our work. Okay, so it would be triangle border, triangle border, triangle border. Please remember, you can use multiple colors on each of these triangles. I just chose 2 colors for the sake of our video. So with the length of this belt, if you look carefully, it's a short length. It's because these are beads for your legs, amakosha on your shins. This is what you put on them, and this is the one that we did is not the one that will go on your leg like this. It's the one that will go on your legs in the long way like this. I am planning on also doing another one for ones that we can put on our legs, but put it on the round way around, where you just can put it on somebody's leg, on the upper parts of their leg like so, and then put tassels at the bottom. I will be doing a video on that as well. So I think that will be our next video. So this is a requested video. It was requested a while ago and I'm sorry that I only got to it now. So if you are interested in this video, please stay tuned and don't forget to like and subscribe, and please do comment what you'd like to see me do next. So let's go to the video. Okay, so let's get started. What you will need for today's work is you will need your thread. So when it comes to thread, especially if I'm using yellow beads, I like to use this beigeish colored thread. This thread over here, this is, if you go to a shop and say you're asking for beading thread, it's very likely that this is the thread that they will give you, this polyester thread, this one. And it's not that easy to get the white thread, so just settle for this beige-ish color one. And if you're using your lighter beads, as we will be using the yellow beads, try your best to use a lighter thread, because you can see the thread in the middle of the beads, and you don't want a darker thread to be showing like a black thread or a red thread. Okay, so you will need your thread, you will need your beads. I am using my yellow beads and my blue beads. These are the plastic beads. These are plastic beads that I use. And when I say plastic beads, this is the bag of beads that I buy. I used to buy it for 35 rand. Now it's 55 rand. And in the place where they sell it for 55 rand, it's 75 rand. So I think beads just went up. They're more expensive now by 20 rand. That just one day randomly they went up. So just be aware of that. But this is the bag of beads, and it'll be filled with beads when you buy it. So this is the bag of beads that I buy. You can buy this from your fabric shops, your traditional chemists. You can just ask if they have beads, or somewhere where they sell traditional things, you just ask them if they have these plastic beads. You can buy them from there. Okay, and then I just have scissors just in case I need to cut anything. These are the scissors I use for beading. Okay, and my needle. This is the needle I use. I just buy a needle pack and I just pick a needle that I'm most comfortable with, because with plastic beads you don't need a very small needle for you to go buy a beading needle. You can just use an ordinary needle, because the hole on a plastic bead is big enough to accommodate just a traditional needle. Just buy buy a needle pack and just pick a needle that you're most comfortable with. Okay, so to get started, I have picked up, oh, let me do this again. So to get started, we will pick up one bead, one of our yellow beads, and we will thread it through all the way to the end. So now we're creating our stop bead. Oh, friends, sorry, I moved you. I forgot to tell you, I double knotted my thread at the end, so I made 2 knots at the end of the thread. Okay, so I have put my bead all the way to the end. Now I will turn my work around, and at the bottom of the bead, at the end of it, I will put in my needle and thread, and I will pull it all the way through. I will pull it all the way through so that the thread covers the bead, the whole bead. Okay, then I'll pull it to the end. So you see now, the bead now is secure at the end of my thread. So this is our stop bead to stop our work from unraveling. Okay, so we're making sure that our work does not unravel here at the beginning. We're sort of making it strong at the beginning. Okay, so to begin our very first line, we will pick up 8 yellow beads, 8 of them. Okay, so I go in with 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 yellow beads here. So this is my first line. It has 8 yellow beads that I have picked up. Rather, let me put my work because it makes the screen blurry. Remove my water. It makes the screen blurry if it's right in front of the camera, so that's why I want to just keep it off camera. Okay, so I have my 8 beads. That is my first line. Now I have to turn to make my second line. So when I turn for the very first time, so that I don't have that big loop of beads that go out, I will grab my 3 beads to turn for the very first time. I will only do 3. So 1, 2, 3. So I've picked up my 3 beads. Now what do I do next? I count 4 beads down. So 1, 2, 3, and then number 4 is this one. Find number 4, insert into the 4th bead, and I've created my first loop of the second line here. So again, I grab 3 beads, 1, 2, 3. I count 4 beads down again. 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be the one just before our stop bead. Our stop bead is not part of this. So if ever you count and you have to insert into the stop bead, you have to recalculate and start again because there was a mistake that you made somewhere. So the stop bead is just there to stop your work from unraveling. Okay, so we have our first line, we have our second line. That is our work. We've already successfully started our work. So let me just open up the pack of blue beads. Put it into my beads. Okay. Now, so if you look at our work, we have a border between our colors. Okay, we have a zigzag border between our colors, and now it's time to create that border. After our second line, that's where we will create that border. So we are turning for the second time in our work. So what do? We pick up 1, 2, 3, 4 of our blue beads to insert into our work. So now this is my border color. My border color, I've chosen the color blue. So I've picked up blue beads. So where do I insert them? So if you look at my work, I have these 3 beads that come out here that were created by the pattern. I will put into the one at the center. Yeah. And I pull all the way through. Okay. So my border has begun. But my work still comes out of the yellow beads, meaning I have to finish this yellow half triangle. So I carry on because now I'm no longer turning. I pick up 3 yellow beads and I insert. You see, this one is shorter, and the reason why it's shorter is that we are only using 8 beads at our start. If we were using 12 beads at our start, it would be longer, and 16, it's going to be longer and thicker the more beads you have going this way, the thicker your work will be. Okay, so if you want to create a nice thick belt, you're going to add more beads at your starting line, counting by 4. Okay, so they have to be divisible by 4. So I just turn my work around, and now I am turning again. So when I turn, what do? I pick up 4 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. And again, I find the center out of the 3 beads created by my pattern, and I insert. Okay, and I tighten. So do you see now that this triangle of mine is being formed? My work now, you see, it still comes out of the yellow bead, but it will join into the blue bead, meaning that I have to now create this blue border. So what do? I grab 1, 2, 3 blue beads. To create my blue border, I find the center of my beads, I insert, and I thread. See? So now it's starting to look like beads and a line. You see? It's starting to look like I have a triangle and a line between that triangle. Okay? So I am at the end. But I am done with creating my border because I don't want a border that's that thick. I'm done with creating my border, so I have to go in to make another triangle. So I will collect 4 beads in the color of the triangle that I am making. I will insert them into the center because I'm turning, and I will tighten. See? So now I have 1 bead, 1 triangle, border, another triangle beginning. Now I am coming up, my beads, my thread is coming out of a blue bead, which means I need to create my border. Okay, so I grab 1, 2, 3 beads because I am within my work and I'm no longer starting a new line. I'm in the middle of a line that I'm already working on. So I grab 3 beads, I find the center, and I insert. See? Okay. Now, if you look at our work, what do you notice? We now have this triangle, but it does not come to a point because a triangle has 1, 2, 3 points, and our third spot of our triangle does not come to a point here. So we've got to create our triangle points by taking our yellow bead, 1 yellow bead. Remember, we are turning, we still need 4 beads. So how do we put together those 4 beads? The rest of our beads would be the color of our border. So 1, 2, and 3 beads will be blue. I go ahead and I find the center, I insert, and I pull. Okay, so I have created this border between my 2 colors here. I've created the border, and now I am within the second triangle because I've completed this first half triangle. So being that I'm in the middle, I will grab 3 beads, and those 3 beads will be yellow. 3 yellow beads. I'll find the center and I will insert. Now again, I am turning into a new line. So I will go ahead and I will grab 3 of my yellow beads. 1, 2, 3, sorry, 4 of my yellow beads. Since I am turning into a new line, we have 4 yellow beads. We find the center and we insert. again, I am still on my second triangle, but in the middle of my work. So I am grabbing 1, 2, 3 yellow beads. I'm finding the center and I am inserting. Okay, there we go. Let me just add more yellow beads. Okay, so there we are. Now again, my border has not reached the point that it was supposed to reach. So since I need 4 to turn, my first color will be my border color, and my 3 beads will consist of my triangle. So 1 blue, 3 yellow to turn. I find the center, I insert, and I pull. So you see, now you can clearly see that it's triangle, border, triangle. Okay, so we go ahead and we carry on. We grab 1, 2, 3 beads. Okay, so we've inserted our 3 beads. We have to now create. We have to carry on with our triangle, but we are turning into a new line. So 4 beads to turn into the new line. We find the center of our work and we thread our needle through that bead. Okay, so we carry on by grabbing 1, 2, 3 beads. We find the center of our work again, created by our pattern, and we insert. Now, if you look at our triangle, it has a point right over here, meaning that we are done with this triangle. What do we have to do now? We have to create a border. Sorry, I had to adjust my camera a little bit. I saw that the angle is not satisfactory maybe. Okay, so let's carry on. So now I have reached the ending of this triangle. It's already created this point on this triangle, meaning that I have to now insert a border that will go between this triangle and my next triangle. So what do I do when I create a border? I go ahead and I grab 4 of my border color beads, because I am turning in the new line. I'm turning and I'm making a new line, and I will need 4 beads when I turn. I only do 3 beads when I turn for the very first time, but as I turn throughout my work, I will be grabbing 4 beads. So I find the center, which comes from the 3 beads created by my pattern. I find the center bead and I insert into the bead in the middle. Okay, here we go. Now I've started this border between this triangle and my following triangle. Okay, so I carry on and I take 1, 2, and 2, and 3 yellow beads. Again, I find the center, because now I am busy creating this triangle. I have to finish this triangle. Even though I'm starting with the border, as you can see, this triangle is not complete. So I have to make sure to complete it, right? So I have my 3 triangles. I insert them into the center, and let me just flip my work around. I am still within the triangle and I am turning. And when I turn with 1, 2, 3, 4 beads that I turn. Here they are. I find the center again. I insert, I pull. Okay, so my triangle is now forming. You can see now that it's a full triangle that we are making. So I go ahead and I grab 1, 2, 3 beads, because now I am in the border. I insert between, I insert my 3 beads to form this border. Again, I am on the other side. See now, I have my triangle, my border, meaning what? I have to make my other triangle. Okay, so what you can do with this pattern, you can do border and another color triangle, border and a new color triangle. You can make yours multiple colors, but just for this tutorial I am going to just do 2 colors. So this can be your yellow, you put in your border, you do a white, you put in your border, you do your green, you put in a border, you can do that, yes, but just for this tutorial I am just going to do 2 colors. Okay, so this is a very, very lovely pattern that you can use even with your glass beads. You can use this pattern, it's very lovely. So now that I'm turning, and I am turning to create my new pattern, my new triangle, what do? I grab 4 beads of the triangle color, I find the center, and I insert and pull. Okay. Here we are. So if you look at my thread, it's coming out on the green and the blue, and the blue is our border color, meaning that we have to carry on creating this border, and we are in the middle of creating our work. We're not turning, meaning 3 beads. Find the center and we pull. Okay, just gonna flip this around, and then again, what do we notice? We've reached the end of this triangle. What are we going to do at the end of the triangle? We have to create the point of the triangle and then carry on creating our border, because we're not done with making our border. So we grab 1, 2, 3 colors. So you have your color of your triangle and 3 border colors. So it's 1 yellow, 3 blue that I'm using. I find the center, I insert, and I pull. Okay, I pull. Now what do? I have to carry on creating this new triangle that we're busy with. So I'm going to grab 1, 2, 3 beads, insert them into the center bead and pull. Now I am on the other side, creating a brand new line within this new triangle that I'm making. So I have to carry on still with my triangle color. 1, 2, 3, 4. I find my center, I insert, and I pull. Okay, now again I have to go ahead and grab 1, 2, 3 yellow beads, because I am still within my triangle. I find the center and I pull. Okay, let me flip to the other side so I can just work better. Sorry. Now I notice I am coming out of my border, but my border does not have a point. So what do? I have to grab my border color to create that point, but I still have to carry on creating this triangle. So what do? I grab 3 triangle colors. 1, 2, 3. to carry on this side. So I find the center, I insert these 4 beads, and I pull. I go ahead again, grab 1, 2, 3 yellow beads. I find the center and I pull. Okay, so I'm gonna just flip my work so I can work better. Tighten it nicely. So I am within the triangle, meaning that as I turn, I will grab 4 triangle colors. I find the center and I tighten up nicely. I'm trying my best not to shake the camera. I'm really trying. Okay. So again, I fetch 3 beads. 1, 2, 3. I find the center. Yeah. And I pull. Okay, so I flip my work to this side because this is the side I prefer working from. I have reached the point of this triangle. So what does it mean that I've reached the point of the triangle? It means now that I can start making the border. I can start threading, beading the border. So 4 colors that I turn with are my border colors. So 4 blue beads. So 3, 4 blue beads for me to turn. I find the center and I insert. Insert. Okay. Go. So now what have I done? I've created my first triangle, my border, my second triangle, my border, my third triangle, and I'm starting my border, as you can see. So to carry on, I am taking 1, 2, 3 beads. I find my center and I pull because I still have to finish this triangle. That's why I'm using my triangle color. Okay, still as I turn, again, I'm within the triangle. I will take 1, 2, 3, 4 triangle colors because I turn with 4 when I turn into to make the new line. I find the center, insert, and I pull. Okay, nice and snug and tight. So now my triangle has created its ending. See here through my border, my triangle has created its ending, meaning that I have to now carry on with this border. So I grab 1, 2, 3 blue beads, I insert and I pull. So let me just turn this around. I now see, now my border has been created, my triangle has been created, my border's been created, my triangle's been created. Now what do I have to do? I have to make a new triangle. Again, if you want to do multi colors and use all sorts of different colors, you can go ahead and do that. That's quite lovely to do. But I'm going to grab 4 yellow beads. I'm going to find the center of my previous line, in my previous line with the pattern that this with the 3 beads that this pattern creates. Okay, so I insert and I pull. See, again my work is coming out of the blue bead, meaning that I still have to carry on with this border. So 3 colors, 3 beads from my border color. I find the center, insert, and I pull. Flip my work around. Here we go. So now I have created my triangle, but then again we've come to the same place where it doesn't have a point. So what do we do when we turn? We have to create this triangle's points, but we are still finishing up this border. So we get 1, 2, 3 blue beads of our border. So we are turning with 1 yellow, 3 blue. Now, because we need to bring this triangle to a point whilst we create our border. Okay, so we go ahead, we find the center, we insert. This camera is moving so much. We insert and we pull. Okay, so now where are we? Now we have to create this triangle while making our border. Sorry friend, I had to make my thread just a little bit longer because it was getting short. Okay, so let's carry on. See, now what we are doing is we are creating this brand new triangle. Okay, so what are we gonna do to make the brand new triangle? We grab, see, we're carrying on with this brand new triangle. We grab 1, 2, 3 yellow beads, we find the center, and we insert. Flip my work around and get to the other side. And I have to carry on with creating this triangle. I grab 1, 2, 3, 4 beads because I'm turning, and I am turning into the triangle that I've already started creating. So what do? I find the center and I insert. Okay, so I grab again 1, 2, 3 beads. I find the center of in my previous line here created by the pattern. Sorry, I'm tangling this. Okay, let's come closer and I insert. Okay, now I turn again. I am now at the point where I have to create a point. So the point that I'm creating this time is a point for my border. I have to create a point for this border while carrying on with my triangle. So I grab 1 border color and 3 triangle color because I need 4 beads when I turn. So 1 blue, 3 yellow. I find the center and I insert. Tighten, sorry, my work. Now I am within this triangle, so I grab 1, 2, 3 triangle colors. And I insert and turn. Now flip my work over and I will carry on. I'll grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 colors. I will insert because I'm turning around. I grab 4. I will insert and I will pull. Okay, so I'll find the center and I will insert and pull. Now I am within the triangle. What do I do when I'm within the triangle? I just carry on creating it with the same color as the triangle. I find the center and I pull. So now I am at the point of this triangle. Again, what does my pattern dictate I should do? When I'm at the point of the triangle, at the top of the triangle, I have to create my border. So I grab 1, 2, 3, 4 border colors. I find the center, I insert, and I pull. Then I tighten. Okay. Just have to pull and tighten. Pull here at the bottom when you tighten, just at the bottom of your work, hold it steady and pull where your thread comes out if your work is just a little loose. Okay, so I have to carry on by grabbing 1, 2, 3 beads. I find the center again, I insert, and I pull. I flip my work over. Now I have to carry on with this triangle. So I grab 1, 2, 3, 4 colors to turn, 4 yellow to turn. I find the center of my work, the center bead that I insert into, and I pull. Now this triangle again, we've reached the point where it has created its ending, meaning that we now have to carry on with creating our border. So I grab 1, 2, 3 border colors. I find the center and I pull. Okay, I pull nicely. Flip my work over so I can carry on. I now have created the beginning of this border. I've created the beginning of this border here, meaning that I have to now create the triangle that this border will separate. So it has to separate this triangle and a following triangle. So I grab 1, 2, 3, 4 colors from the previous triangle, insert, and I pull. Okay, and I grab 1. Okay, so now again we're coming out of our border here, meaning that I have to carry on creating this border. So the next 3 beads I am going to take are border colors. So I find the center and I go ahead and I pull. Okay, let me flip this over. Now again, I have to create the points of this border while the points of this triangle while I carry on making my border. So what does that entail? I do. What does that entail? I do. I grab 1 yellow color, which is the color of my triangle, and 3 blue colors, which is the color of my border. I finish up this triangle while I carry on making a border because my work has a border. See? So this is what we've done. So I hope we see how this pattern works and how to create the border and to have a triangle. We need to have triangles between our border. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that our triangles come to a point while we create our border. Still, we need to make sure that there is a point here, and a point here within our triangle. Each each triangle needs to have borders between it until we reach the end of our work. So let's come back to just finish this off and tie it up properly. Okay friends, so we are officially done with our work. Right now we just have to close it off and finish it off. So see how we started with a half triangle this side, we have to end with a half triangle this side, okay, in order to close it off. And being that we are making a much shorter like belt to go on our shins, to go on our legs, we are going to make this very, very short. This is not a belt for the waist that we are making, nor is it a bracelet, because then it'll be too long to be a bracelet. Okay, so we are going to just make it the perfect height to put on our legs. Okay, so now what am I doing? I'm noticing that I have to finish off this border while creating this triangle, but I also have to turn. So I am grabbing one border color and 3 triangle colors, okay, in order to turn with my 4 beads. I find the center and I insert, okay. And now to carry on this triangle, again I grab 3 beads, 1, 2, 3 of my triangle colors, which is my yellow. I find the center and I insert. Okay, sorry that I came off frame. I just have to flip it over. And now, what am I doing now, friend? Friend, what I am doing now is I'm finishing this off, okay? I have to tie this triangle properly together. So how do I go about doing that? I will just do 1 bead less than what I've been doing all along in order for it to be neat and uniform. So as I turn for the very last turn, I grab 3 beads. I find the center and I insert my 3 beads, okay? And then now, instead of grabbing 3, I grab 2 beads, 1, 2. Again, I go ahead, I find the center and I insert, okay? So do you see that this makes more of a line to finish off my work? Like it comes to a more of a line than a half triangle per se. It looks more like this than it would like in loops. Okay, so here we are, our work is now closed off. So what I have to do now is I have to knot off my work and close it up. So what I do is I make sure that everything is tight. So I've made sure that everything is tight, and I take my needle and I put it into this loop. So here's the loop, here's my needle. I'm not putting it into any bead, I'm putting it into the loop. And then I make a circle around this bead here, these 2 beads where the thread is coming out of, because my thread is coming out of this bead. I've got my thread in a loop around it, and I insert my work into, I insert my thread into this loop here, and I pull and tighten to make a knot. Now I've tied a knot to make sure that my work is secure. But that is not enough, because we want our work to be very, very secure. So I will go into the next 2 beads. I will pull. I will go into this bead over here. Let me just try and get it properly into this bead over here. Sorry, this is just gonna take me a while. Okay, so I've gotten it through. So what do is I pull this all the way through, and I make sure that it's nice and tight, and this knot that I made here is no longer showing. Okay, so again, I want to create a second knot, but I'll still go into the following bead. Yeah, if I could just get, here we go, go into the following bead. Tangled around my scissors. I'll go into the following bead and I'll pull my thread all the way through. All of this thread that you're seeing here is just from all the knots that I made when I was increasing my thread size. So now I have this thread over here, so where my bead has come out of. Again, I will loop it through these two loops. My thread, I'm not inserting it into any bead. I am looping it through these two beads here. It will make a loop like this, and I will make a knot, and I will tighten that knot, and then I will insert my thread into the next bead, and then into the next one again, into the next one again, and just like that we're finished. Okay, so just like that our work has been complete. Let me just cut this off here. So I've cut this off here, and here is our completed and closed off belt, our completed and closed off work. So here it is, you see it here fully. Now the next step would just be for me to find my small scissors so we can cut all of these little threads up. So I'll be back for that. I couldn't find them, so I ended up finding these cutters to cut off the thread. So those scissors and I, every other business day I lose them. I have no idea where they are, so this is what we're going to use. Okay, so what we have to do now is cut off all of this thread that your work has everywhere. So this thread is created by you putting together your thread when it's short. I do have a full video on how to do that, okay friend, so you can follow that one. So what you have to do now is you have to try your best to get into the beads without cutting your work. So all you're doing now is just cutting the thread with your small scissors. So I usually use nail scissors, the very small nail scissors, which get in between the beads very nicely, but I can't find them. So I'm going to use these thread cutters. So again, I got these from a Chinese shop where in the needle section, it usually comes with packs of needles. It's used for when the girlies are sewing, they use it to cut up their thread. Okay, it's also good, but I just prefer my small scissors. So you get in between and you just keep cutting bit by bit. You have to get between the thread, the beads, without cutting your work. So you don't cut what you've been doing, you're just cutting the thread. So you try your best to get as close as you can to the bead without cutting the thread that's between the beads, because if you cut this, your work will unravel. So you need to be extra careful of that. So let's remove all of this excess thread, and here it is. Here is our completed work. Now we have another stage to go through. So what is that stage? We have to put in our wool here and here, because we tie this on our legs like so. You have this wool here and it goes around your legs, wool at the bottom and it goes around your legs. So you have to tie the wool now. Okay, so here is the twist that I've made my wool into. I don't know if you noticed, but it's twisted together like so. So how do I achieve that twist? I will grab my wool, let me just find the end. I'll grab my wool. Here's my wool over here. So I'll grab my wool and I will take the wool here. I will then measure off. Let me try and get you a little higher. Sorry, I'm gonna move you guys a little. and then take you a bit higher so you can try and see better what I'm doing. Okay, let's just clear up my space so the camera can just focus on what we're doing. Okay, so I've got my wool, right? I've got my wool here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure off how much of it I need. Just half it, see, half, like so, and this is how much I think I need. I will put my finger through the loop this side, and I will start to twist my finger, okay, while pulling this hand further and further, bit by bit, little bit by little bit. I'm pulling this hand away, and this hand, this one, I'll carry on just twisting my finger, like I'm twisting like so, making sure that the thread is twisting. You see now how it's twisting together, like look, it's twisting together, and I will carry on doing that until I get to my desired length. So I'll carry on twisting and twisting and twisting until we get to where I want to stop. Okay, so I think I want to stop here. So what I've done is, see, I've twisted up until I got here. So what do? While my wool is straight, I take my wool this side and I put it together with my wool this side. So now I've halved it, and then I just let my wool go together. Like I try and I let go of it so it'll twist into one another. So when you let go, it has twisted together. So what are you doing now? You shouldn't have let go of the side. I made a mistake. Now if you did not let go of it like me, it should be a proper twist together. Okay, it should be much tighter than what I've done. See, it's now twisted together, nice and tight. So here we are. I will then take my scissors. I'll take my pair of scissors and I'll just cut it off where it doesn't twist. Yeah, and then I'll just try and twist it together a little bit more. And then I will tie a knot at the end. I let go of it too fast, so that's why I only have a small twist that's not really that together. But when you let go of your thread, it twists together. Okay, it twists together. So here it's supposed to be tighter. Sorry, I let go of it too soon. And you can do like 3 or 4 times while twisting it together. So let's do that. So let's go ahead and let's twist our wool together. So what am I going to do is I'm going to grab my wool and make sure that I have my desired length. So I'm going to make it probably about this long, this long. So I grab the wool, I pull how much I need, and then I half it like so. See, like so. This is how much I need, and I half it with the other wool. So I've made 2 things like so. I put my finger into the loop like so, into the loop. I hold with my other hand and I start to twist my finger, which is going to twist the wool together. And I just gradually move this hand away. This hand is holding this steady, but I just gradually move it away. Just bit by bit, I'm moving this hand away, bit by bit, until I reach my desired length. Now what do I do then? I keep my hand straight without letting go of here. This is where you are securing your twist. I hold this two together. So I take this hand and I take this out. Okay, this is quite short, and then when I let go of the strands, they hug each other. Okay, if you don't know how to do this yet, you might need assistance. So you might need somebody to do it with you. And then I can just gradually coax them to hug each other until they get to a point where I didn't twist anymore. So wherever I twisted, they'll just hug each other like so. And then they'll make a twist. So that's how you make your twist to loop around your work. That's how you make it, like so. Do not let go of where you are holding your wool together until you are done. So now I'm done. So what I'm going to do is, this is quite short, I'm sorry, but I just wanted to show you. I'm going to cut. It doesn't matter if you let go now because it's already threaded together, and you go to the end and you tie. The reason why I did it so short is because my battery is dying and I don't think I'll be able to show you the whole thing. So let me just go charge this, and then we can get back and put it into our work and finish up. Okay, so now we are done with our twists, right? We have our wool that's in its twists. So what do? We take the twisted wool. Here it is. We find here, there's a loop here. We take a piece of the wool, put it into the loop, get it between the beads, like so, and then we make a knot. You can go ahead and do 2 for security. There you go. We have our first wool. You can also do it here because I feel like here's too high. Let me just undo this knot so we can do it at the correct place, because here's just a bit too high. We want our work for people to be able to wear it properly. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. So you have this. So again, what you do is, you see you have your loop over here. So right here on the side of your loop, not the top, the side, is where you will insert your wool through and get it in between these beads. Get a nice amount so you can make your knots. Go ahead and you make a knot, tie your knot nice and secure. You go ahead with a second knot to secure it, and your wool is in. Then this little piece of wool that we have here, you can go ahead and just not too close to your knot, but close enough. You can go ahead and tie it off. Okay, so you've put in your wool. So now you're going to do the same here, here, and here, so you can have wool in all 4 places. Okay, so here is our fully finished, fully done. Here we are, tied up and everything. Okay, so this is our full tutorial. Remember, when you are twisting this together, don't do it for too long. Your finger will get some rope burn. It'll start to burn. So what you're going to do is, if you're going to be doing many at a time, so you can have a lot that if you need it, you'll just tie it up. Do it with a pen. So where I put my finger in, you just hold a pen and you keep twisting the pen. Okay, so but this is our full tutorial. I love it so much. It's so beautiful. This came out quite lovely. This is the pattern that we will be using, and I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Please remember to give us a follow and give us a like. So thank you so much for being with me. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I'll see you next time. Bye.